Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and here we have a new Kizer. But this one's a little unique. We have well, I actually put it on already, but this thumb stud is removable. It came without the thumb stud, and the thumb stud was in the box with extra hardware. Because Kizer, with a lot of their knives, especially a little bit more premium, not saying necessarily the premium models, but, you know, a little bit above budget, and even some of their budget knives come with extra hardware, which I love. I wish all companies would do that. And this one also came with thumb studs. Now, the thumb studs, I'll take them off here in a second, but the thumb studs work really good. I think I might like it better with the thumb studs. We do have a front flipper, and it is very well jimped, very comfortable, very easy to use because of the jimping and how high it is. It gives you plenty of leverage, whether you like to go from the front or from the top. Both of them work great. This is I would call it a drop foot because it's almost like the in between a drop point and a sheep's foot. Almost a spear point, but this top spine is a little different than the edge. So I'd call it, you know, or a modified sheep's foot, whatever you want to call it. But you do have the hole for the reverse flick. We'll get into that in a second, but you can reverse flick right off the thumb stud if you have the thumb stud. Or you can thumb flick it. Now, this micarta is really good quality micarta. I do like this micarta. It's basically the same stuff that came on the Kizer Begleiter 2. It's really, really nice. It patinas, but it's not like I mean, yeah, it does patina. Most micarta does. So this stuff is going to age very well. It's going to look really, really nice without getting like ugly, if you guys know what I mean. It's going to darken up a little bit, but it should keep the fibers really nice and pronounced. It has a really nice texture. You can really feel the cloth in there. The clip is reversible, as you can see. Flat screws, that's really nice. So lefties are included with this one, which is good because it's a button lock. The button, has a little bit of stick, which is fine, though. It's fresh out of the box, so I kind of expect a little bit of stick, and I actually kind of like when I have a little bit of stick, because then that just means it's going to break in nicely without any rock. This is very solid. Now, it is squeaky out of the box, which is fine. It's just breaking in. It's actually getting a lot better. When I first deployed it, before I turned the camera on, it was very, very squeaky. But that'll go away. I can see the plunge. There's a cutout in the blade where the plunge of the button lock falls through, which is a nice, strong way to do the button lock instead of just a little groove cut out on the side of the blade. Instead of just like a little groove cut out right there, it's actually all the way through and through, so the button actually goes through the blade. Now, let's take these thumb studs off really quick so I can show you what this hole looks like. Now, if you loosen it up, you can easily just slide it right off and keep it together. But it did come in two pieces. T8 to put that on and off. And then you just have the hole. Now, my hole seems to look a little bit different than somebody else's I seen on the channel. Or, sorry, not on my channel. On their channel. They had one of these. And I could have swore their notch over here was a little bit different than mine. But the reverse flick is great. Good access to it. Very easy to use. It's not too small. It's still great for the thumb flick and the reverse flick. So regardless, if you like thumb stud action, then you got it. And if you like hole deployment action, then you got it. So that's awesome. And since there is no actual flipper tab right here, you can get up nice and close to that edge. The geometry is a little bit on the more robust side. It's not super slicey. I do like the satin. That looks pretty good. I mean, at least it doesn't look bad. The choil and plunge grind looks good. They separated the plunge grind from the edge. That's awesome. The edge feels good. Who is the designer of this? I forget the designer's name, but I like that the jimping rides really high up that blade. You can really lock in, you know, or for utility cuts, if you're going to choke up, you can, you know, if you want to put your thumb there, This is going to be very ergonomic and useful. I like the blade shape. This is a great blended blade shape where you're going to have, because if you look at the swedge, this swedge is going to help make the tip a little bit more acute. So not as robust, which is going to help with penetration for your utility cuts. But also, you can see the thickness also rides down there to add a little bit of durability at the same time. So the tip's going to be acute yet durable and not too high. You're going to be able to do great utility cuts. Now, the fact that it is kind of broad is going to make it to where, no, it's not a... it's not like a Warncliffe where, you know, it's like a needle tip, but that's also going to help you out with strength. So the utility cut should be good, and since you can get them nice and tight to that tip, you know, or the edge and blade, you're going to have a lot of leverage through a cut. Then it has a little bit of belly, not much, which is exactly what I like. I actually love this blade shape. You can do that little bit of slicing if you did need to do some sort of slicing with that little bit of belly. Then you have a nice long flat area for your push cuts and slicing. So very awesome, man. I do like it quite a bit. The detent could be a tiny... No, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, because the front flipper, the detent is nice and strong. I can still do all the little tricks and everything. I'm not sure if I can do the reach over. Yeah, I can do it, but it's not very comfortable because how rounded it is right here. You have a rounded section to put it on. Maybe I can do it right in the front. Yeah, you can put it in the front. So, but for the reverse flick, yeah, I guess the detent's great. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, nice. It's not too strong, not too light. It's on the medium side of strength. T8 hardware all the way around, it looks like. No, it's not. We have T6s down here. All right, so T8 pivot, T8 for the thumb stud, T6s down here. Let me just double check one more time. Yeah, T6s, not that big of a deal. Now the thumb stud, am I going to leave it on? I do kind of like having the blend of both worlds where, because I can still use the hole when the thumb stud's on there, but it allows me to have a ton of leverage for my thumb flick. It's almost like I'm going to use the thumb flick for the thumb stud and use the hole, use the hole for the reverse flick. Make sure that's nice and tight. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it on. Unless if it's not really going to get in the cutting path too much, because when I cut, I don't usually cut right here. I'll usually have my hand right there, and it'll cut this way. So I don't see that getting in the way. And if it did, I could remove it, but I don't think it's going to. Very awesome. Very, very cool. So just a quick look at it. Is there milling on the inside? I'm guessing there is. Yes, lots of milling on the inside. Standoffs on the back. We do have a lanyard hole. It is not contoured, but if you look at the edges, they're knocked down just a little bit. I like this little spot right there for your finger. Love the micarta. I love the look of it and the feel of it. So there is the KAVISO HIC CUP. Guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I will try to link it down in the description. Don't forget, I do have a discount code with Mojave Outdoors, so I have all kinds of discount codes and stuff down in the description, guys. Don't forget, you guys can always, I try to link whatever I can down in the description, and if there's not an actual link right to the item, check out some of the dealers I have down there, you know, White Mountain Knives, discount code Mojave Outdoors for Kizers especially, because that's all Kizers. So there you guys go. Love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.